I am excited. I'm not just excited, I'm excited. I'm so excited I can't even speak words properly. Because I am going to be doing a Homestory Cup cast. If you guys don't know, Homestory Cup is basically a tournament where this crazy German guy called Dennis invites a bunch of pro gamers to get drunk and sit on a porno casting couch with Jeff, the initiator, in controller Robinson, who makes a lot of dirty jokes and introductions while impersonating Red Eye repeatedly throughout a weekend of debauchery and amazing StarCraft games. Up here in the top right hand side in the red, the Zerg player, he is Solar. And down here in the bottom left hand side in the blue, the Terran player, it is O Gaming's Innovation. Now, of course, guys, big special shout out to Homestory Cup for just being amazing humans and releasing this replay pack publicly. You know, a lot of their events are crowdfunded through community support. They are crowdfunded through community support. This is a best of 5. We'll put the scoreboard up. And they did just confirm at the end of this event that they are going to be doing another one, end of the year. Winter time up there in Germany, kind of around the time of DreamHack winter and whatnot as well. Usually they pair up these events with other big events going on. So good to see Homestory continuing. It was a pretty great weekend. I had many laughs. I mean, Jeff in control is just honestly in his limit. In his limit? He's in his element. Oh, I'm tired today. I don't know why I'm so tired, but I am. Yeah, he's in his element at that event. There's, you know, he's off the leash. It's where they let Jeffrey off the chain, and he makes us all giggle pretty much for the whole weekend. They got to $26,000 in donations in 50 minutes, according to Philip. And there's a reason. There's a reason for that. It's because it's such an incredible tournament. It's so sick. It's so sick. Pig's daily schedule says, I swap from StarCraft 2 to SCR. Where does it say that? Let me know. I'll fix that up. I haven't played SCR in a long time. Let me know. I'll fix up that. You can tweet that at me so I don't forget about it. That would be amazing. King Cobb says, here's a shorter audio file. Dude, thank you so much. Can you tweet that at me if you use Twitter? If not, I'll try to grab it off you in there. But thank you very much. Or maybe Demand could be amazing. Copy paste it to me because he's honestly the best mod I've ever had. All right, guys, here we go. Time to launch into it. So what sort of cast are we going to be doing? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Just killed a Zergling. It's going to be analytical. With these ones, I might get excited. I might shout. I haven't watched this series at all because these games are on in the middle of the night my time. So, yeah, good chance for me to watch it and kind of see what's going on. I might just analyze and try to understand at some points. I also, very quickly, unfortunately, need to fix something with the production, guys. So I'm just going to swap the camera out. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. Apparently, my camera control got reset. Follow current selection. F. There we go. And we're back in game. There we go. Okay. So, I like to just press F to follow a unit. Lazy man's observing. Fast OV speed from Solar. So Solar does not want to be surprised by what comes in at all. The Reaper's just poking around. Of course, it is a Hellion opening straight into a very fast medevac. So we're going to see a Hellion drop opening from Inno. I think the real power of this is it forces the Zerg to build a few extra Zerglings. And just to kind of, you know, get their queens in position, it distracts them from the macro, and it stops the Zerg from just taking an early edge with the drone count. If you don't get in the Zerg's face early enough, some of these Zerg players will just try to drone up this third, but Solar's actually playing exceptionally safe. OV Speed's just finished, is going to be coming in here, and actually 3 Marines. Ooh, they actually reject that Overlord. So Overlord has no idea about the armory, which is building in the back of the natural. Ooh, and here we go. Medevac boosting across the map. Oh my god, this is such a brutal build. I know this build order well, guys. I've been facing off against this a lot, haven't I? I actually wrote this whole build order down after Epic did it to me. This is the 420 light 'em up build. Basically, at 4 minutes 20, you hit them with 5 Hellbats. Oh wait, Innovation's better than just mere mortals. He's going to have 6 Hellbats, 4 Marines, a Medevac, and a Reaper. He's going to try and maybe bounce those Queens towards the Hellbat with the Reaper Grenade. The Medevac, of course, healing very well. These Queens trying to fall back to safety. There is a Spine. Oh, that's going to be crucial. But one queen has already fallen. The Zerglings engaging on those Hellbats a little bit preemptively. At the same time, Zerglings get cleaned up the natural by the Hellions. Zerglings come in for a surround here. The Spine is going to be the key to defend. The Medevac, it's going to fall. Oh, it even picked up a Hellbat at the last second. Bit of miss micro from Inno. Solar crushes it. That's insane. Remember, guys, this comes off Innovation getting 0-3'd. Solar 3-0'd him in the round of 16, round of 8. I think it was the upper bracket round of 8. So I think it was like kind of the round of 16. Liberator is going to be going through the north side of the map. And he spotted it. He spotted it with the Zergling. The queens are on the way. I really hope he doesn't siege that Liberator up because it's not going to get much done. Spore on the south side as well. And Speed Overlord comes through, spots the bio follow-up transition, knows it's not mech, and is very well set up. Liberator comes in. Actually, no defense there just yet. So, looks like those queens did not stay in position. Solar loses 3 workers, loses a bunch of mining time, and that Liberator just going to float on out of there. Good light pressure by Innovation, but not over-committing. Can even use this Liberator as a pseudo-Viking if you want to hunt down Overlords. It'll take forever to kill them, but it will kill them slowly. Double upgrades are down here, almost identical timing for both players. Double eBay starts, double Evo Chamber starts. Third base is getting close to fully saturated here. Of course, the extra gas geysers have gone down in the natural as well for Solar. So, wow, very early Bane speed. I love this change up. A lot of players have been going for this lately. They've been going for the fast lair, the faster gas, just to get that Bane speed started. Now, a big reason for that is a lot of players doing these fast siege tank pushes, wedging siege tanks here or up here and behind these rocks. Notice Solar already taking these rocks down, does not want to get wrecked by one of these marine tank pushes. And I love that adjustment. This is something which is just such good play from Solar. He's very well prepared. Going into the Hydra Den now. Yeah, fourth base isn't crazy fast. Yeah, his third base minerals wasn't super oversaturated very early, so he's not going to have the absolute swarm of Zergling style, but he's going to have fast Banes, he's going to have great creep spread, and the whole idea here is, rather than kind of being on the back foot, barely hanging on with Ling Queen against these pressures, Solar's going to have the tech up to control the play. This Liberator not going to find any more damage. This creep spread going to continue uncontested for at least a little while longer. Inno wants to do something about it. Zergling does see the move out though. We've got, of course, a ton of Stim, Marines, and tanks coming out. 1-1 timing out along with the 2 medevacs. This is the most common way to try to start to slow down the creep. Inno doesn't want to force the issue. Just wants to clear the creep. Maybe trade out for a few units, but Combat Shields is not done. It's only just started. I think he forgot it for a while, and he's actually going to commit. Inno, you madman. The Bane speed. Oh, those Banelings roll between the tanks. A few of them actually blow up on the tanks, but that's fine because it keeps the other ones alive. And Inno's just got to pick up and get out of there, and that's a fantastic trade. Inno just walking so far on creep there. Oh, Liberator queued up down here. Gets the Queen kill. Barely survives and gets 2 drones. Not bad. Does a bit of mining time. Maybe that's why Inno committed so hard. He said, look, I'm going to distract you so much so the Liberator will come in, but I just don't like seeing tanks move into the middle of open ground like that and siege up. I guess he really thought Solar must have been being greedy there. I mean, Solar's drone count is not crazy high. He's playing very conservatively. He's just making sure he always has tons of units. And what does this allow? Control. What does control lead to? Creep spread. Solar's not on the back foot. He's not frantically trying to deal with drops in his mineral lines or units running in from all sides. He's just casually chilling out. And now, notice 4th base, pretty much fully saturated the minerals. Only then does he have the 6th gas geyser. So this has been 5 gases up to now. And the infestation starting that transition towards, most importantly, Vipers. Ultra's not as big a part of the late game at the moment. Broodlords also becoming a more important unit since Ultralisks aren't as strong versus Marauders anymore. Innovation is adding 3 more barracks right now. I think it's going to be a mass Marauder late game transition. No second starport down just yet. What have we got? 2 factories? Yep, we've got a second factory building a tech lab here. So just double siege tank production and going to be going into just tons of Marauder production, of course. 4 reactors, 4 tech labs means you can just pump out insane amounts of Marauders and Ghosts as well. I guess he might just go straight to Ghosts. Why am I talking about Marauders so much? I mean, yeah, they beat Ultras, but surely you're going to go Ghost because that beats Ultras and that beats the other unit. So where is that Ghost Academy? I guess he doesn't have a 4th yet. He's only 140 supply. That'll come down in a little while. But it does provide the option for both. You know, Marauders are a nice kind of stopgap in that middle period. Drop down here is going to start picking off creep tumors. We've got an Overlord just kind of scouting up there. The creep continues to spread here. Solar fucking just infesting this map, man. 6th base is up. I say 6th, 5th is the actual correct number there. And going up above 80 workers now. Taking the 7th and 8th gas geysers. 2-2 upgrades are finished for Innovation right at this moment. 2-2, about 40 seconds behind. Solar had a gap between 1-1 and 2-2 starting up. But the creep spread continues to spread. It continues to get all over. So many tumors. Solar must be using rapid fire with that many tumors. I was never a fan of it myself, but this is pretty impressive. All comes off the back of this control through the mid game that Solar's had. Solar would love to slow this push down, but is going to let him come onto creep and maybe set up a flank on the south side. This area is pretty awkward to engage into. Innovation very, very confidently moving forward. Big counterattack on the south side, but the planetary upgrade is already finished. Zergling's just going to immediately pull back, losing a few of their comrades to it. 2 Vipers on the way. We've got Adrenal Glands on the way as well. Great Aspire. As we said, Ultra's not as big a part of the game plan at the moment. People much more focused on going to Vipers and Broodlords of that Hive tech. Big change up since that last patch with the Marauders being buffed. And here we go. Siege tanks coming forward. A huge flank of Zerglings on the south, but that's a lot of pure Baneling Hydra. They don't want to go through that choke. Solar, you've got to spread. Banelings are trying to work their way around the left side, trying to work this flank up on the top left. And let's see exactly what goes on. Oh my god, just coming in from all sides. And oh my lord, a massive flank, a crushing surround. The medevacs need to get out of there. Innovation needs to get to the edge of the map, but he's about to run out of boost. I think he's going to lose a lot of these medevacs on the retreat. The Hydra's trying to corner them. I don't think the Vipers are here, but uh-oh. These medevacs, there we go. They waited for the boost, and they're going to just fly past. 2 medevacs do go down, but the other 5 should make it out of there to safety. 5th CC on the way. Innovation's army looks paltry right now. It's just a few Marines and Marauders. More tanks are starting to rally out. He's just got to tuck his head in and try to defend and survive now. His Ghost transition still hasn't started. He's just going Marauders. You can do it with pure bio, but the problem is the numbers. Right now, there's a bit too much Ling Bane, but this is a good defensive position. Great Blinding Cloud, though. Oh, his Vipers headbutted Solar with lazy control. Did not have a separate control group for the Vipers there. And loses the Vipers. Good hold by Innovation. Makes the best of a devastating Blinding Cloud on top of that Siege tank, and does actually trade out okay there, but needs a few more fights like that, and would love to kill these Banelings. Nice turnaround from Solar. Oh, dude, Innovation wants to trade when there's no Vipers around, when there's not the overwhelming horde of Ling Bane. Wants to get on the juicy Hydras, wants to kill the Banelings in small numbers. That's where you get the value as a Terran player. Just Marauders fighting like Banelings, Marines fighting Hydras. That's the dream if you can control those fights correctly. But for now, there is a huge dent in the creep. Where are Solar's creep queens? I do not know. Solar only actually has 4 queens right now. Is bringing them all to the front, but has already lost too much creep spread. Is going to try and do a Broodlord push, but these queens are going to be very slow to get across, and this is almost all in the way Solar's doing this push. Solar is someone who does not like going to the late game. He has been traumatized by Ravens when they were really strong, and he's just going to try to go for a crazy big Broodlord push. There's no Vikings out though, so no Vikings, no Ghosts. That's a checkmate move. There's no way Innovation breaks this army. Too much Hydra Bane on the ground, and yeah, good timing, good decisiveness from Solar. Just focuses on what he knows is a kill move, and good micro by Inno. Oh my god, those Marauders absorbed so many hits, and that's it. Yep, Banelings are going to get on these SCVs. They're trying to get through. Doesn't even need to connect. It just gets out DPS. This command center down there is going to finish, but Inno's being bled dry. He's actually getting vehicle plating level 2, interestingly enough. I guess to keep his tanks alive and eventually Thors and Vikings. Cute little adjustment. But yeah, pure Marine is not going to get through this army. He gets 1 Broodlord. His medevac healing is insanely powerful, but Banelings, Hydras, Lings on top of everything. That's game. He has crushed it. Good control by Solar. Definitely think Innovation overextended with that first Marine tank push. You know, if he caught Solar being a bit too greedy, it could have gone very well, but Solar, as we said, was playing that very tech-heavy style and had the quick Bane speed. The beautiful army. Nice drop in the north. Does take down an expansion. Broodlings just running forward, nibbling on these Marines. Nibble, nibble. Another Broodlord goes down. Innovation microing his little heart out. And yeah, those Marines there finally go down. More Marines going to flank in from behind, but doesn't actually get the transfuse. The Queens are out in the open. They're getting focused down. Oh my god, the Band-Aids. Fucking crazy Band-Aid time. The Queens just transfuse each other. Most of the Marines are now dead. Mauling Bane rolls in, and Innovation taps out. GG. That was a great flank on that army on the south side by Solar. But it was the creep spread which really enabled it. He had so much control. He slowed down the push. Innovation had to siege up in the middle. It took him so long to get down there. And Zik, you're an amazing human. I love you. It's Dreamcatcher, then Catalyst, then Acid Plant, right? If I remember correctly. I should write it down. But you know what? I'm a useless human. I'm not going to do that. You think I'm some sort of person who's organized? Hells no. But thank you very much for reminding me of the map order, my dude. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. Down here on the bottom right-hand side, in the red, the Zerg player, he is Solar. Up here on the top left-hand side, in the blue, it is Innovation. That wasn't even an all-in. It was just knowing that Inno was weak and going for the kill. Yeah. I think I may have said all-in at some point. Obviously, that was more of a slip of the tongue. You don't do an 80 drone. I've got 6 base all-in, right? It was just interesting to see him not kind of dotting his I's and crossing his T's behind the push. And then I was like, oh wait, of course you're not doing that. I mean, Innovation has just thrown away like so many tech units. And I get lost in these big macro TVZs with Bio versus Zerg, whichever side of the equation I'm on. Someone like Solar, he's like, no. Like, I know you can't have the next step up. You don't have 10 ghosts ready. Like, you don't have 6 Vikings in the sky. Like, let's just go right now. And it was the right call, as we saw. And even though I was worried about the Queens getting there, we saw by the time the Broodlords slowly crashed through the 4th, the Queens caught up with the Broodlords, right? They got there. They were ready to transfuse, so it worked out really well. The overlay I'm using is Game Heart. You guys can go into your options, like interface, observer. There's an observer menu in game if you go F10 options. If you go in there, there's a WCS overlay, which is quite neat. This one, you actually have to download. It's called the Game Heart overlay. Check it out. To actually change the score, I think it's the same with the WCS. It's Control-Shift-S is the hotkey for that one. You can also bring up a cute little name panel like this. I'm never the biggest fan of the name panel. This overlay does it much better. But you can do that overlay up the top with just Control-N. Do you think Solar for getting 3-3, whilst Innovation had to do... Wait, when Innovation had it, was to do with him going all in? Or is that my diamond logic? Oh, well, it was definitely the fact that he was committing really hard to that attack. Yes, I'll steer us away from using all in, even though I know I'm the first one that did it. So Jaden asked that question. I think that's a really good point. Absolutely, he didn't forget it. It was him choosing not to do it because he was like, nah, all the gas into Banelings, Lings, Hydras. There's such a big window between you starting 3-3 and it kicking in. And often Zerg players will do that. They'll just be like, look, my 3-3 is way behind. Like, let's just get enough units to try and have the decisive army right here. He gets the kill. Oh, dude, that's not meant to happen. Oh my God, Innovation taking Solar to Tilt Town. He says, oh, kids, you thought we were going to the theme park. Get fucked. We're going to the doctor's office, and I'm giving your fucking drones a rectal exam or some shit like that. I don't even know what analogy I'm giving right now. The Reaper just killed a drone. That's really big. Third base does get down, though, so Solar's not in a terrible position by any means. Don't know why you'd get a rectal exam instead of going to the theme park. That doesn't even make sense. The drone got killed, is what I'm trying to say. That's not meant to happen. And Inno's going for a third command center behind it. My energy levels have been getting really weird the later I get in my streams lately. It like hits this 0.7 hours in, and I'm just like, fucking things. And it's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know, man. So anyway, where'd that Reaper go? He's just chilling down here. We got Hellions on the way. It's going to be a very fast stim for Innovation. And wow, just 2 Hellions into 3. Oh my God, this is such a, Inno. Wow. Okay, well, what info does Solar have? So okay, this Ling's going to come in. Just going to see 2 Hellions, and that's it. No info. No info. Does he see 2 Hellions and think, wait a second, what? What are you up to? Yeah, he's gonna Overlord sacrifice. He's got to. And he should see what's going on, I think. But, I mean, if I knew what was happening, if Solar knew what was happening, he would just be holding down the drone key. He's building Zerglings, extra queens right now. Like, yeah, the extra queens are good. The Zerglings aren't terrible. It's only a few extra. But he has got to go super economic in response to this, because Innovation is not even getting tech units. He's just building 2 Hellions, no starport units, straight into 3 barracks and upgrades. And you know what? All that gets seen is a couple of barracks down. Is Solar good enough to make a read off that? Yeah, he knows that there's going to be fast stim, but the thing is that in itself, this looks like a 2-base all-in. You see barrack swapping this early, building units, you got to be thinking to yourself, like, there could be a really hard tank push coming. You're not necessarily thinking about the 3rd command center and the double upgrades, both already well underway. And Ino's just going to be like, yeah, I've got Marines, that'll keep me safe. I'm going to go into Medivacs. He's going to have a super fast 3rd base down and a very, very streamlined economic play. Borderline greedy, some would say. Pretty much any Ravager Ling or even a lot of Ling Bane timings would have just killed him. Even with the fast 3 barracks production, anything that hits before like stim finishes here in a few seconds would just wreck 2 Hellions and a couple of Marines. But Innovation takes the gamble, gets away with it. Solar, of course, still is ahead in workers, but when you've got 3 orbitals dropping mules, being up just about 6 or now it is 9 workers is not that big in Zerg vs Terran. On the other hand, Solar has had the freedom to spread creep all over the map. Has a macro hatch already on the way. Very fast Bane speed once again, and just single upgrade. Carapace on the way. You know, I think really Solar should be wanting to go up to at least 66 drones before he masses units against this. But he sees the Marine count. That's kind of scary. Medivacs are almost done. Combat Shields is on the way. And once again, we see this beautiful convergence point that Terran players love to find, which is, hey, I've got Stim. I've got my 1-1 upgrades, I've got 2 Medivacs, and I've got 16 or sometimes 20 or 30 Marines. And this gives you this super mobile way to pressure, clear up creep, trade with Ling Bane, and just pick up and leave whenever things get out of control. And this creates a big window before Mutas or Hydras can be out, where you have the freedom to kind of just slow down the Zerg's explosion. I think Innovation's going to be a bit pissed off, though, seeing how far this creep out. He's like, god damn it, I'm gonna have to spend like 16 scans to get rid of this. He actually just lost only 1 Marine, some sexy hot pickup micro on those low hit point Marines, but the creep stays. The Ling Bane, not even letting this unload. They're just staying under the Medivacs, and they're just like, nope, you can't unload. My creep's gonna keep spreading, I'm gonna keep buying time. The 4th is on the way. Fast Infestation, no Hydroden for Solar. I think Solar might be going straight to Ultras here. So Ultras are still really good versus Marines and tanks. They're just not great versus Marauders or Ghosts, right? If you can rush them fast enough, there's still a very big window where you can use them, especially on a map like this where the 3rd and the potential 4th are very, very far apart. There's a lot of open ground where mobile units like Ultras with Ling Bane can flank in and just basically cause a lot of damage, catch the opponent's army out. And it looks like that's what Solar's doing. These Marines come in, get like 1 creep tumor, and 1 immediately replenishes. Innovation is... it's not looking good, dude. This is not looking good. He's in trouble. Remember, he got 3-0'd by Solar before, and the creep spread is still out of control. I mean, he's creating threat on both sides. Does slow down the creep down here, which is probably the more important side, since any future push, I would imagine, winds down the south side and tries to deny the 5th base. But for now, he's just locking up for the long haul. 2nd factory on the way. 2-2 has started. Hive already more than halfway done, though. Solar here with a very nice 77 worker economy, but Innovation's going for the 4th command center, has 74 SCVs, 3 more barracks, same transition as last game, and once again that vehicle plating. I mean, it makes tanks, Thors way stronger versus Hydras, makes your Medivacs survive longer versus Hydras, your Liberators. I think I can get behind it. Definitely not something we see as often these days, but not a bad choice. The creep is knocking on the door, though, and that really is the problem for Innovation. The rocks are starting to be taken down. That's going to open up wider paths for the Zerg army to crash into the Terran. Innovation's like, get the frack out of here, man. I don't know if he missed that creep tumor. The Ling Bane here, just little squads of Ling Bane forcing so much APM out of Inno. And look at this, creep is literally in his 3rd base right now. Masses of Ling Bane roaming around the map. We've got an Ultra Cavern, a fast Viper, but just 1, and a Spire going down. So Solar's kind of opening up a lot of tech paths right now. I still think just a big commitment to ultras could work very well if he finds the right timing. For now, Innovation just looking to camp, looking to play it slow. In this sort of style, we almost always see ghosts, but he still has not shown a ghost transition at all. And it's interesting. Solar's just got complete control. Normally a very scary position to be against a Zerg player in. Innovation's trapped in his dark corner of the map. Let's go to the man's camera, and we can kind of watch what he's got selected. He's building a sensor tower on the south. He's very aware of how if he goes out in the open, the Zerg can swing in from all sides and crash through. So he's clearly very focused on this, but he's got to be worried about the same sort of Broodlord timing that gets him last game. This army is not made for fighting Broodlords. It's made for fighting in the mid game, and oh my god, he sees him coming. Instantly stims all of his Marines. That's a lot of Banelings. He's building gases on the 4th. Oh god, he wasn't watching his Marines stimming forward like that. Does a nice pre-split. Alright, you know, he's just going to try to make this push work, but I feel like he's just about to get surrounded again. Let's go back to everyone's camera. Huge army on the north side. Going to just crash into the 4th base. Banelings and Zerglings go ham. And that planetary is going to go down. At the same time, Solar tries to crash into the front. Does take out a few Marines, but ends up pulling back. He's going to abandon this hatch, transfer to the southern base. 4th base has gone down, so both players trading a base. The question is, how do the next few engagements go? Oh, those Banelings! If they go in that mineral line, that's going to be huge on the other side. Solar's just running small amounts of units in, but oh, 2 Hellbats and a siege tank. Absolute heroes down here. And, oh man, the Hellbats are going to actually keep that mineral line alive. Zerglings break in and kill a siege tank. That's nice. But Solar's army back at home is not looking that big, and he's still only got 1 Viper. Yeah, the Ultras are good. He's got 2-2, almost finished. He's going to go for it. Where's the Viper? It's not there. It is not landing its spells. Is this enough? Ultra Bane is crashing in. The Blinding Cloud finally goes down, but all the Banelings are gone. Blinding Cloud on the Marine Marauder is quite good. Where's the Transfuse? It's coming in. The Transfuse is going to keep those Ultras alive. Push the bio back. There's no Marauders in here. Marauders are the real Ultralist killers in this situation. Though, just going to try and maintain position here. At the same time, there are a few Banelings just morphing, looking for more run-by opportunities. Looks like he feels like he's got some momentum right now. He knows he did kill a base. We've got 29 workers mining on that base. Solar hasn't rebuilt a hatchery right now. His income is suffering. And yeah, there we go. Hatchery finally goes back down. Creep not being respread on the north side. He's focused more on trying to get these Banelings in. He actually just rolled them in, but didn't kill that many. He's only killed a few of them. Innovation's still healthy on 3 bases. His command center's not done just yet. He's coming down with one more big brutal push. It's a large army, 20 army supply lead. Solar gonna give up that base, but that also gives up the base on the south, and the Overlords are in the open. Uh-oh, Solar has been cut off by these choke points. Solar with such a tech-heavy army, but he doesn't have the Ling Bane Flood that he needs to overwhelm the Marine Marauder. I think the Marine Marauder count is just too high now. And we're going to see the Ultras crash through. The tanks are all gone. There's still 4 Ultras on the ground. The Transfuse is being good. Corruptors coming in. So important to deal with those Liberators. Accidental zoom in because I am a camera savant. And Ultra's going to chase down the Medevacs Marines and Marauders. Great observing. Holy shit, Pig. Just so pro. Going to break down those rocks. Solar's going to fall back. Solar can't drive his way through, though. Reestablishes the 4th. Desperately wants to get the planetary up. He's happy to sit back and lick his wounds for now because he knows he just did a lot of damage. But Solar, importantly, kept this base alive, has this base back up and running, but needs to be plopping these hatcheries back down. I don't know. At this point, it's very hard for Zerg because, if you take these expansions, it's almost like free kills for these drops that are going to be marauding around the map as the Terran player. Have we seen any goops from the Contaminate? Yeah, goop on the factory. I think it would have been better on the starport, actually. The Liberators... I guess the Liberator's not that good against the Corruptors, and he's investing in Corruptors. He's adding 3 more. Now he's trying to find the money. He says, this game's going to go long. Let's try and get +3 Carapace. Don't have the money for the melee, though. Trying to respread creep. I'm still very critical of how slow Solar is to respread creep in these high-intensity moments. This big gap here, a gap forming over here, it just creates a little bit of discomfort. And, I mean, obviously he's focusing on more important things. I'm not like, oh, you're so bad at this game, Solar. But it's something where I think it would give him a little bit more longevity in this game if he could keep that going. And for now, wants to push down this south side. Random Factory is going to float to scout? That's got to be a misclick. I think he just tried to set a rally point and accidentally floated it off. Baneling drop coming through the north side. Going to try and hit this mineral line. Very cute way to try and hit the economy even when there's a planetary there. Love Solar adding that in. He's up to 7 Corruptors, +1 flyer attacks are on the way. Remember, Adrenal Glands never happened this game, And there's a reason why. It's mostly Ultra Viper, but we've got 23 Marauders. You need a lot more transfuse energy than that if you want to take this out, guys. Oh. Nice. 9 SCV kills, not bad. Still a pretty healthy count, though. Innovation can just kind of transfer workers, I think, from the third. Yeah, the third's got an excess. So it's not really impacting him just yet, but over time, that may add up. Corrupt is going to come in. Ultra Banes. There's a lot of Marine Marauder here, but the Liberators aren't going to help. They're all focusing the wrong side, and the Bio was late to react, but that's a lot of Medivacs and Marauders. They will gun down the Ultras, but no, the Corruptor Queen is going to say, no, you can't, Kite. You're going to all go down. More Marine Marauder comes in. I think Innovation's been cornered. He's been cornered. There's still enough Lings on the ground. There's not enough Marines. There's only 11 Marines on the map, and it looks like the anti-air focus, the flank from Solar, catching Innovation, facing the wrong side. I think Inno had a decent shot there, but honestly, his army just, it was not watching it. It was not set up in the right position, and it kind of screwed him up. He's got a double Liberator harass here, doing lots of worker damage, forcing the economy off, and forcing Solar to go home. That does buy him a little bit of time. Right when he was looking very dead, he keeps a few Medivacs alive. Those Liberators just being so annoying. This one even gonna just evacuate. He's actually already queued it up to run as far away to the corner of the map, then move back down, and then siege up on that base. He says, look, the Liberator's probably going to go down anyway. I just want it to buy more time. And if he happens to get distracted by something else in the meantime, without me allocating any more APM, I will manage to siege up that base. And you know what? If those Corruptors were slightly mispositioned, it might have worked, and it would have been super tilting. That'll work every single time in Platinum League. Fortunately, Solar does manage to shut it down. Innovation, 170 supply, 185 for Solar. Could still go either way, but right now, guys, upgrades. +3 Carapace is finished. +3 Melee's on the way. I still would love to see Adrenal Glands as this game drags on, but this is the scary point for Terran. Your bases get spread out. I mean, if he can lock them down and use these chokes, which he's doing a good job of setting up right now, then it's going to be nice, but he's not quite there with the army supply. Where are the Marines? It's almost pure Marauder. The Ling Bane, there's nothing to kill them. There's only a few Marines in the north side of this battle. There's not enough firepower. The Abducts on the Liberators are huge. The Corruptors finishing off the ones that weren't unsieged. And the Ultra Bane just going to plow through. Not enough bio left on the ground. Innovation not quite having enough pieces here to deal with it. The Ling Bane mix especially just absorbing so many of those Ultralisk attacks. And as that mineral line gets cleared, Innovation tries to do a nice hot pickup onto the high ground. He's going to try and do a heroic defense, but Solar punches him in the face and says, yeah, I'll take a 2-0 lead, thanks. Only one more and I close out the series. My man. Next map, Catalyst. Thanks, Zick. My man. It is Acid Plan after that, right? I believe. I do believe. I do believe. All right. Any good chatter while we get this third map loaded up? Yeah, he missed Adrenal. I mean, he was playing very tech heavy. It was kind of a shift back into heavy Ling Bane mixed in his army. So the Lings, to be honest, mostly end up soaking damage and surrounding. But there are situations where they do get big damage. So Adrenal, it's like one of those upgrades you actually can do without, but there are situations where you're like, ooh, if you had Adrenal, it would have made such a big difference. Thank you, Zick, for keeping us updated. All right, guys, here we go. Up here in the top left-hand side of the map, the red Zerg, I was about to say the Solar player. The Solar player. He is Solar. I don't know what that means. And down here in the bottom right-hand side of Catalyst, the blue Terran, having a rough day. He's currently 0 wins, 5 losses against Solar in this tournament. And he's not enjoying it. He's like, got some choice words about Zerg going through his head right now. He keeps trying to enter into the calculator that is his brain. How do I beat Zerg? And the answer that keeps coming up is syntax error. Syntax error. And there's that fucking annoying error noise. Innovation. Representing O Gaming, they decide to get the Terminator himself, the machine, sponsor him, and give him a team. He is one of the greatest players of all time. He's won many championships over many years. First StarCraft 2 championship was in 2013, I believe. So that's 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Isn't that insane? Still winning championships in 2018 and 2017. I feel like he's won one like every year, or sometimes more than one. So won multiple GSLs. Excuse me. For you guys who are just tuning in, this is of course a Homestory Cups replay cast. This is the lower bracket finals here. Excuse me. I believe it's the lower bracket finals. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is the rematch. And it is going to be a very standard opening here for Solar. Just hatch gas pool. Interestingly, no proxy barracks for innovation. You can see this Overlord had a mission, which was check for proxy racks. And I said hatch gas pool. It's not hatch gas pool. It's a pool hatch gas, actually. So a delayed gas this game, just by a little bit. Slightly slower ling speed than you'd have from a hatch gas pool. But I think he might go for a fast third base off the back of these 6 Zerglings. But innovation is a literal god. And, oh! His Reaper spots him. He says, "Nuh-uh, you cheeky little fuckers." They were trying to hide, wait for the Reaper to arrive on the Zerg side of the map, and then they would have gone in. Now suddenly there's one angry jetpack boy. He's got a whole bunch of combat drugs with him, 2 pistols fully locked and loaded, his flames coming out of his ass, and he's like, "Fuck you guys, you're not going to delay me command center." Of course, the whole goal is to get here, kill that SCV building the command center, slow it down. If they're in the other spawn, the reactor's exposed. Sometimes you can kill the reactor in the wall. You force a bunch of SCVs down. It's a nightmare to deal with. Innovation's like, haha, get wrecked, mate. Soul is just like, yeah, you friggin' wizard. You spotted where I hid my Zerglings. Bloody hacker. Not too happy about that one. Sure, he actually thinks Innovation is hacking at the LAN tournament with like $50,000 prize pool or whatever it is on the line. For show. For show. What do we got, guys? 2-1-1. Oh, Inno's changing it up. He's going back to classic play. 2-1-1. Going old school. Overlord comes in, sees 4 Marines. Solar should know. There's a good chance that's a 2-1-1. And I'm calling it now, guys. Solar's about to put back on gas. He's going to drop an Evo chamber in about 20 seconds. Start up a carapace upgrade. Going to add a few more queens in a moment as well. Is supply blocked right now. And that's actually a kind of nasty moment to be supply blocked. Was not expecting to lose that Overlord so quickly. So, yep. Where's the... He still doesn't put back on gas. Solar really delaying putting back on that gas. That's fascinating. Really focusing on the minerals. Where are the extra queens, though? Solar. There we go. Back on gas. Evo chamber goes down. Yeah, going to be going for carapace. But where's the extra queens? He's playing this on a very low queen count, and now he's hit another supply block. Up to 0. Time to hit a supply block on 52. Even when you're a champ like Solar, you get supply blocked on 52. Doesn't that make you guys feel good about yourselves? Doesn't that make you guys feel good? I know it makes me feel good. When I see Solar get supply blocked, once was because he lost an Overlord, once was just because he fucked up. That makes me feel much better about my play. Every time I spot a supply block from like a champion winning pro, I'm like, yes, it happens to you too. Right now, the double drop picks up, moves out. It's the double engineering bay follow-up. So this is the style where it's all about efficiency with your engagements. You cannot afford to throw these Marines away unless you're killing like tons of drones or like every single queen and Zergling the Zerg has. These rocks already going down. Solar does not want siege tanks wedged down this ramp. It's the most bullshit position in the book. He leaves one Marine behind him, interestingly enough. He's actually watching for a Baneling Ling flank, I believe. And he just stims in there and he says, hey, let's kill some shit, mate. Where are your queens? I was talking about it. Where's the queen count of Solar before? But there we go. Does lose a few Marines there on the back end of that. So at the end of that trade, I think it's not too bad for Solar. You're expecting the Terran player who's rushing up the tech tree to be a little bit more efficient. But hey, the drone count's not great for Solar either. And it's almost 6 minutes and he's still stuck in queen production trying to catch up. I do think this is an awkward opening for Solar. I think he's got to defend the next few waves cleanly, get his creep out a little bit further so he can get control over this match. He's had so much control, it's almost been easy the previous 2 games. Yeah, Inno's brought the pressure at some points, but realistically, Solar's had an easy time of it. Innovation hasn't been able to create the sort of scrappy game where the Zerg's reeling, the Zerg's struggling to react. Innovation has just been on the back foot. Solar's been controlling. He's been patiently picking the engagements. He's had all the info. Now things are about to change. Double medevacs going across the map. There's already 2 medevacs over there. 1-1's about to finish. Combat shields is about to finish. Yes, siege tank production is finally starting. There's a 3rd barracks on the way. 3rd CC is about to finish. This is a macro transition. Where did that drop go? Oh, they picked up. Sorry, guys. I could not see them on the minimap because the scan, the blue of the scan was covering it. / I'm blind. And here we go. 2-prong drop. Drop in the main. There's a really nice ledge there. Is he going to use it? Just stands his ground. He says, mate, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh-uh. Just going to come in 2 sides at once. Innovation. The badass that he is. Focuses the Baneling. At the same time, Stims in the right-hand side. They're going to do some damage. These Marines in the main. Drops a mule. He drops a mana mule in Solar's face. Oh my god. The fucking BM. The goal. Innovations. He hasn't even won the game and he's already trying to throw Solar off. He's like, yeah, get fucked, mate. That's actually so sick. Innovation's like, man, I am so close. I'm down 0-5 in maps, and I'm going to drop a mana mule while doing a 2-pronged pressure. Holy shit. I don't know if that was an accident. I can't imagine it was. That's got to be a piece of attitude coming out. And hopefully, hopefully Solar stays calm, because if he lets that get in his head, he could fall apart. He's still in a good position here. He's trying to get that 4th up, though. That's a free snipe for Inno. Inno will jump on that in the near future. No, actually, I wasn't watching. Ow! 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 Loses 5 Marines. The other units on the left-hand side do fall back as well. And, yeah, may have been a bit too eager with those mules. Work count's been looking good, though. So he's got the 3rd down, going for the 2nd factory. That tank's actually blocking the tech lab. Let's see if that comes into play later and he forgets to put a tech lab on it for a long time. Really fast vehicle weapons, really fast 2-2. Already almost halfway. Against a +1 melee that's not even finished and a +2 carapace that's just starting. There could be a wonderful 2-2 timing this time around for Innovation. The creep spread also not as resplendent as it was in the previous games. I feel like the maps we saw before were a little bit like, you can imagine a Zergling skipping through the fucking fields of creep on Dreamcatcher in that last game, right? Just going, there's fucking creep everywhere. They're picking up the creep. They're like licking it and stuff because, I don't know, they get sustenance from it or something. There's some weird lore around that stuff. This map, it's not quite as powerful. We see once again, creep gets cleared up on the left. Creep got cleared up on the right a little bit. The drops are bouncing around. Innovation just creating a lot of response with a pretty small commitment on both sides, and it's a relatively risk-free commitment as long as he's quick on his pickups, which he's been okay with, and he's just kind of preparing for that next stage. Now, he did have to move that siege tank. That tech lab is down, though. He's Innovation. He's quick. He's quick. He realizes this Zergling is going to spot this drop coming down the right-hand side, and you better be on the ball. What the? Ooh, Inno, slow pickup. Oh my gosh. Uncharacteristic bad micro there from Innovation. Now he's down 25 supply. There we go. He's going for a 3rd prong. He's like, all right, we're just going to drop in 3 places at once. I'm not going to let you get as much creep. I'm going to use my mechanics. But Solar's been dealing with it okay. If Solar can just keep up with Innovation, he's going to be okay. Innovation actually using this pressure to build a 4th on location. I think at this point, Innovation said, look, I can't have any fear if I want to come back in this series. I'm going to drop mules on you. I'm going to drop 3 places at once. I'm going to build a 4th command center on location. It's kind of ballsy play. I feel like Inno could just die to a big bust right now if Solar just goes with Hydra Bane. The upgrade advantage is also slipping away right now for Innovation. He's had 2-2 for a little while, but +2 carapace is almost done. +2 melee, working its way forwards. 3-3 though is going to start up, so he is going to lead himself into another upgrade advantage in the next stage of the game. Planetary Fortress there. He's up to 7-8 barracks once again. Loves this 8 barracks transition. Solar's work account's not crazy. 73 drones. So the next big fight will be crucial. Solar's got a big army supply, but a smaller economy than Innovation. So Innovation actually can replenish at least the easy units like Marines and Marauders much easier than Solar can replenish the Hydra Bane. A massive Hydras here, though. Push coming down the right-hand side of the map. Massive counterattack is getting ready, though. That could be instrumental in Solar trying to win this game. These Marines baiting the Lingbane into the tanks. Is he going to break the rocks down? I wonder. For now, it looks like Innovation is just happy to maintain this threatening position. But there we go. Lingbane crashing through the SCVs. Try to pull. The Baneling actually blows up on something that popped out right there, but already 9 SCVs falling. The Marine Marauder stems back, but the Lings are actually going to take a good surround. They're going to take out most of those Marines and Marauders. But as these other units come out, they are going to disengage. Still no ghost play from Innovation just yet. And Solar gets a nice little trade there on some workers. But the creep has been pushed back a little bit. Vipers are starting now. It's not as fast a hive as last game. Gets a siege tank there. Very nice play. And Innovation looking to assert himself. I think he's just going to wait for +2 vehicle armor and +3 before he forces the fight. But he'd like to be set up before then. He might actually get a nice pre-spread and really only push in aggressively as these upgrades finish 1 minute from now. Vipers aren't ready yet. There's a drop down here on the left-hand side. He's going to dive into that base. The Queens, though, shut it down. Innovation just going to not really get anything done. Does distract, though. Allows him to siege up on the right-hand side. Those tanks need to be sieged. And there we go. That's a lot of Hydra Bane. There's not a lot of Zerglings, though. There is a flank on the left-hand side. It's mostly Banelings. There's not a lot of Lings. There's actually not many Marines here. So the Banelings are not really the ideal unit to trade into this. I think the numbers are there for Solar, though. And it doesn't matter. I was like, well, maybe if he gets all the medevacs out and he saves 1 medevac. Oh, God. Inno is in Dicktown. He's taken a journey to Dicktown. He is... he's in Shit City. Destination erect right now for Innovation. He's got 3-3. The upgrades are finishing, but I was talking about how you probably don't want to force a fight until just after those upgrades finish. I mean, I get if he waited, there'd be Vipers out, but it seems unfortunate the way that fight went right there. A lot of these times, Innovation's setting up these pushes, and it's like, it's almost a really good push, but Solar just has this great flank. He's got the unit count, and then he's up 20, 30 supply, 40 supply. Innovation is going to struggle to take a 5th on this map. He's taking down these rocks, which is very crucial right now. This Ling Bane counter was about to run into that natural, and it could have done devastating damage, but now it's not really able to do much. He's going to split a few Lings to try to break down those rocks. Innovation ready to push through the middle of the map one more time. A Great Aspire is past halfway, guys. That's going to be huge. Innovation, though, gearing up for the long term, has high-sec auto-tracking and building armor on the way. Right now, there are just 2 Vipers out. Where are those Vipers? They're in the main base. They're not here. Solar forgot to control group them? No, he's got them on bloody control group 1. But they're not here. He needs to bring them. Finally, he pulls them over. There's a massive Ling Bane flank that's getting ready to come in behind this army. But Innovation, unperturbed, is just going to push forward. He still does not know about the counterattack. The Marine Marauder trying to kite the Hydra Bane in, and Solar, bleeding into this army a little bit, is finally going to come in and collapse. Blinding clouds all over. Lings from behind. Hydra Bane from the front. The Banelings haven't really found any good connections yet, but the Hydra Zergling flank was huge. Gets the surround, cleans up that army. And the supply count, not as drastic as I thought it would be after that engage. These rocks have gone down. But yeah, I think Inno's still alive. He's got a 5th going up in the bottom left. As this map goes on, the longer it goes, it will favor Innovation in the late game if he can deal with Broodlords, simply because of the positioning of the maps. If he can lock down the maps, this is a very contained map. He's not going to be spread as thin as he was on the previous maps. He can use planetaries, he can use sensor towers, missile turrets, and he can generally just play a very defensive game if he can lock the expansions down. But that planetary is not ready yet. He does have building armor, but Zergling's going to make quick work of that. I think Solar might be able to shut that down. The sensor tower spotted it, though. Innovation. Oh, he's actually got some Marines there. I think he's going to trap all these Zerglings, potentially. Solar is going to go for the fight. Try to take out this small number of Marines. Will kill those. But the rest of the units come in and those Zerglings have to retreat. The 5th base is secured. A huge victory there for Innovation, establishing a gigantic economy now. And 77 SCVs to just 70 drones, guys. I said earlier, you know, Solar does not have the gigantic army. He's getting some very nice tech out with the Broodlords, but it's going to be a one-punch Broodlord army. It's not going to be easily remaxed. If he's very efficient and he kind of slows the game down, he can make it work. But it's either that or you just crush through and devastate. Like, you cannot lose a fight as Solar, because Innovation's just going to be replenishing. He's going to explode into attacking on all different sides. Oh, threatens the engagement there. How many Broodlords have we got? We've got a bunch of Broodlords. There's actually no anti-air just yet. It's still just Marine Marauder tank, and this has been Innovation's downfall before. Oh, he's going to be... Oh, the stim forward. Woohoo! Ballsy, ballsy, ballsy stim forward. And we see those Broodlords. Notice how Solar does not want to let them get isolated out in the open. He wants to try to jump on this, but if Innovation can bait out and engage with a Hydra Bane fights away from the Broodlords, that's what he wants. Notice those Broodlords. He's going for the stim forward. One Broodlord almost goes down, but the transfuses are fantastic. And dudes, keep an eye on the units lost tab. That is going to go way in Solar's favor if he keeps this up. Innovation is not able to deal with it with this army. He splits off a drop. He's sending that across the map. He says, I've got to buy time. I need to get more Vikings out. It seems like pure Marine is going to be Innovation's answer. And this tells us Solar just needs to always have plenty of Banelings. As long as you've always got 30 Banelings or so with your army, pure Marine is going to be worthless against Broodlord Baneling. It's just terrible. The Broodlords siege you from afar, and when you run forward, you just get shat on. Hydra's here. Viper abducts a full medevac. Does go down. Nice play here by Solar. He's in control of the game. His economy is still not huge, 69 drones, but it doesn't need to be. He's got fresh mining bases. He's got healthy bases. Innovation, though, bouncing over here. Might get the Vipers. He drops on top of them. He's going to get both of those Vipers. Yes, the second Viper went down as well. Innovation trying to do a push on the right-hand side at the same time. He's establishing a sixth base down in the bottom right. Innovation just not giving a shit this game. He's like, nah, I'll just take 50 bases while picking off your bases whenever I get the opportunity. +3 vehicle plating's almost done. His Vikings are going to be very tanky. And you know what? They've got that extra 10 hit points. Don't forget about that one. Is this hatch going to go down? Oh my god, that hatch falling as well. Very surprising. And here we go. Sensor tower goes down in the middle. Solar gets a little bit more control. Now, if there's one thing Solar really struggles in, it's super late game. Like, Solar is definitely usually very good at this stage of the game, but if it goes to super late, he struggles a lot versus like ghosts and that sort of stuff. Because he doesn't really go into infestors very often. He struggles to use infestors in the super late game. Right now, oh no! What's he doing? Attacking into a planetary fortress, losing every single Broodlord. The Banelings just get surrounded. The Marines just split back, created a circle. The Queens weren't under the Broodlords. The Broodlords were shooting the planetary the whole time. Oh my god! We're rewinding that. Solar? What the frack was that engagement? That was terrible. Oh no. This is the sort of engagement Solar normally does exceptionally well in. Oh my god, lost the 2 Vipers on the left, and I guess just panicked after losing the 2 Vipers in the hatch and was like, oh, I gotta do something. The Queens and Hydras are not in position. I would 100% have taken these rocks down before even thinking about moving into this area, because otherwise your whole army's got to like reinforce through this choke, or as we saw here, the units weren't even underneath. Broodlords went way too far forward. He lost track of his army. And he should immediately be running. These Broodlords should be like, get out of there. And he was like, oh shit. I think he saw the position and said, I guess I've just got to go. Because we're in this awkward, weird position. And like I said, he struggles in super late game. So maybe he was focusing on that. He was like, well, I know I struggle in super late game, so I got to kill you now? But that was a horrendous engagement. The Broodlords achieved very little. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. GG. And that's a one game on the board for Innovation. I wouldn't say Solar had it in the bag by any means, because Innovation had a gigantic economy. But I feel like if you're patient against Marine Viking, this is not the composition that dicks you in the late game. This is not the composition that you're going to be like crying yourself to sleep over saying, how do I beat Marine Viking? And the funny thing is, I mean, Solar's probably thinking the ghosts are about to come out. The friggin' the 3/3 Thors are going to be added in. There might be a few Ravens. And no, Innovation was building 13 Marines and a few Vikings at a time. Like, that's literally all he was building there, off a gigantic economy. But you know, just making it work with the basic units. Massive overextension from Solar, but he's still got another life to burn. Let's go. I guess the Manamule got to his head, right, guys? It was the Manamule. Here we go, guys. Let's launch into game. Down here on the bottom right-hand side in the blue, the Terran player. It is O-Gaming's Innovation. His opponent up here on the top left-hand side. Still only one game away from closing out the series. But it's not as dominating as it was a match before. In the red, he is Solar. Can you upload this to YouTube? I'm an anime fan, says Razor Black Wombo. All of my casts always get uploaded to YouTube. Whether we're talking about the naughty sort of anime or not, I don't know what it's got to do with anime. I'm trying to roll. We're trying to improv here. But your comment is so random that I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. The difficulty was too high on that one. Too high on that one. Yeah, I put all my casts on YouTube. You guys can always find them up there. I try to regularly do some casts, like 1 or 2 days a week, whether it be some WCS casts, some Florencio files. It's a good way to just hang out. These ones tend to be very analytical and kind of just me learning and just talking about what I see and trying to understand. But I also get fucking excited sometimes because ZVT gets me really excited, especially. There's just so much movement in this matchup. It's good shit. Oh yeah, MP4 files are the bomb, King Cobb. Just MP4 files are all I need, baby girl. Yeah. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. I can't believe you're bothering doing that. Yeah, you don't need to, because I can just record it on my OBS, and then I can turn video into MP4 using. I mean, sorry, I need MP3, not MP4. I can turn MP4 into MP3 to upload to Streamlabs. Yeah, Streamlabs takes MP3 for the audio. If you guys didn't know what we're talking about, we have a new... I'm going to be going back to my man alert, but it's going to be changed up a little bit. It's going to be changed up a little bit. Those who were around earlier know. I'll play it again in a little bit. But amazing mashup from Cobb. Thank you very much for that, my dude. I appreciate it, my friend. Where did you find these replays, says Muffin Man? I've only found data-capped Dropboxes. People in chat linked me up. There is a Google Drive link. I don't know if Demand's still around. I think Demand was the one who linked it to me. I think it's too far up in the chat now, so I don't think I can find it. Yeah, I think it was. But check the Reddit thread. I think people have linked it in the Reddit thread, my friend. So this time around, you'll notice, guys, Innovation did not SCV scout. So he kept his Reaper at home in case there was a Zergling run by attempt. Same as last game. Remember, last game started well. The Reaper intercepted the 6 Zerglings, hunted 3 of them down. Great start for Innovation, right? Excuse me. Big investment for Solar to build 6 Zerglings that early rather than just a few extra drones. Got shut down, didn't do anything. It then followed up with Innovation dropping both sides at once, taking what I thought was a relatively even trade, but mana-muling in the face of Solar. And then things kind of just evolved into like a scrappy Zerg versus Terran. After that big surround on the right where all the tanks died, I thought, you know, Solar was just back in control and would run away with the game, but he never had that big like 85 drone count, which would have resulted, I think, in him just like having unlimited units and going like, yeah, you're screwed. Like, you can't keep up. You know, rather than being up 20 supply after some of these fights, he would have been like, I'm up 50 supply. You're dead. Like, I can just jump on you. I've got too many units. So Innovation, he got a bit of control there. He got a bit of momentum. There were a few miscontrols with the Vipers as well in that last game, so that did hurt. This time around, more standard Hellion Starport into Viking build, but he's seen that isn't actually bubbling. And if you see that's not bubbling, you know there's no cloak. So Solar's probably going to delay the Spore Crawlers a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Spore in the main and a Spore in the third, probably about maybe 5 minutes. Basically just preparing for a Liberator that could potentially come in. In this case, it is going to be a Hellion. No! He started a Medevac and then cancelled it and instead just builds a Reactor. This is Innovation's new thing. Is he's like, it was like that Dreamcatcher build. He built 2 Hellions. He's like, I'm building Hellions. And he's like, nope. And he just uses his factory to build add-ons and just gets his barracks up really quickly. And this actually keeps you safe against Nidus Worm as well in a lot of things, because you've got a really nice Marine count and stim early. So often what you see, if someone tries to Nidus this sort of build, they're like, hey, this Terran should just, he's got Hellions and a Starport. He shouldn't have anything. And it's like, oh, he's got like 15 stim Marines and he just guns it down when it pops. And you're like, okay. All right. So in a way, this is actually quite a safe build because of that. And you use the tech buildings just to build add-ons for a little bit. He does add a siege tank here for a bit of extra safety. And double engineering bay. A little bit delayed this time because it was 3 barracks, 3rd CC, and then the engineering bays and the gases on the natural. But still a nice build order. On the other hand, we've got Roach style coming out of Mr. Solar. Okay, cool. 5 roaches are out. Now, he might want to make it look like he wants to do a Roach Ravager pressure, but the Reaper Hellion, if they just fight 1 or 2 roaches on their own, they can do good damage. Bunker goes down. Yeah, you know, respecting this. He's a little bit afraid. It's going to siege up that tank nice and far forward. A little bit vulnerable to Ravager Biles there, but it'll protect the wall. You know what? Hellions move back out. The Viking saw the roaches pull back and then move forward, and he cancels the bunker. Good play by Inno. Just continues back with his build. Doesn't want to get faked out too much here. Behind this, the upgrades are quite far behind for Solar. Not as impactful when you're playing Roaches versus Bio as Ling Bane, because often you just kind of hit like a big 1-1 timing before their 2-2 finishes, that sort of thing. You're playing a less defensive game, so you can pick your engagements a little bit more when you're playing these Roach-based styles. But I'm very curious to see where Solar takes it from here. Does he just go for Hydras? No, he's going to go... Oh, melee carapace, of course, I forgot Solar does this. So Solar's this fucking rare Zerg who will make like 4 or 5 Ravages, and then he'll just play Lingbane Muta or Lingbane Hydra. And it's the most bizarre, weird thing, but it kind of like sometimes the Terran overreacts and gets scared of the roaches. Sometimes it just helps you against Hellbat timings. It creates a very different kind of early stage. He even cancelled Roach Speed because he changed his mind, realized he didn't need it. And you can often, if you catch them moving forward with their army, you can just go bam, 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 Corrosive Bile, shoot down a siege tank. You can do that on the Liberators that hit your base as well. Here we go, guys. Marines on the left-hand side, gonna stim in. You know who's gonna come forward. Grabs an Overlord and a Creep Tumor. Nice little pick-off. Kills a few Zerglings as well. Hey, Frank Furtado. Wait, no, it's Crack Furtado. Crack Furtado. Thank you so much for your tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Pigsty, friend. Really appreciate your support. Cheers. Cheers, my dude. My dude. My man. Okay. Hellion's coming forward. Armory should be finished. Where is that? Armory's finished. Is he going to remember to start 2-2? And is he going to morph Hellbats? I think so, but for now, it's a scary push. Oh, the Biles! The triple Bile I was talking about gets the siege tanks, but the Banelings do all go down before that. Great focus fire and micro from Innovation. Ooh, Solar! He's up in supply, he's up in workers, but he just doesn't quite have the numbers, and this is the inefficiency of investing in these roaches early. The upgrades weren't quite ready. Didn't have Baneling speed this time. Baneling speed has been the key to shutting Innovation's pushes down. Oh, fucking Innovation has his fucking junk in his hands right now. One hand on his junk, one hand is in the air, and he says, look at this. I have Marines, siege tanks, and a medevac. What do you think? What do you think of this, buddy? And he shuts it down. Interestingly, my webcam seems to be pooping itself. What's going on with that, eh? Let's fix that up, shall we? I guess there's different light coming through at this time of day. I think the sun's kind of coming into my room or something. All right, let's go like that, I guess. Yeah, that'll do. Have reality fragment a little bit less here. Shit me. Inno is so funny, dude. He's so funny. Yeah, if you go those roaches, it's a big investment. Like, he's making roach speed, he makes 5 roaches, he makes a few ravages, he's going bane speed, he's going double upgrades, he's going hydras, he's droning a 4th base. Inno just was tight. Inno was super tight. So what you've got to remember there, and this is something which Zerg players often lose track of in their games, is what has the Terran invested into pressuring me? And I've been in this exact same scenario Solar was, where it's like, well, his pressure didn't do damage, I've macroed pretty well, I'm feeling good. I think I can drone my 4th a bit and still defend your pressure. What you've got to calculate then is, wait a second, how much did he commit to Hellion pressure? Very little. Yeah, he got like, what, 6 Hellions out? That was it. There was a Viking. I didn't see a Banshee. I didn't see a Liberator. I didn't see Medevacs. That means the starport was just building add-ons. That means there was probably a pretty fast 3rd CC. It means the unit count, the tech, everything was pretty streamlined for Inno. Inno didn't need to do a lot of damage. And the fact that you've invested in something which is quite an investment like those roaches, it can slow you down a lot. So I think definitely a bit of an iffy play by Solar to already be droning up to I think it was 73 drones there. I think he should have stopped about 7 or 8 drones short of that, built a few more units, then he could have focused on it. If he had just a few more Ling Bane there to overwhelm it when he got rid of the siege tanks, it could have changed everything. But, you know, it was a great timing. No Bane speed, no Hydra upgrades just yet, and not enough units for Solar. Rushing up to the Hydralisk a little bit too fast in that game. He is now tied 2-2. Oh my god. What did I just do? There we go. Best of 5. Up here in the top left-hand side in the red, the Zerg player, who is up 5-0 in maps against Innovation. He 3-0'd him in their first series earlier in the tournament. He was up 2-0. Now he's tied 2-2. His name is Solar. And no doubt he's a little bit frustrated. Got to close this out on red shit. I mean, red shift. Sorry, guys. I actually really love this map, but it is a weird rush map. You've got this gold base, but the minerals are exposed. They can just walk up and harass it. Very dangerous to take. I think it works well as a Terran's third base when they've got Banshees out to cover it, when they've got medevacs that can harass, when they can siege up tanks kind of behind the command center. But early on, if you go for that gold, you're a psychopath, and you're probably going to lose the game, in my opinion. Innovation is just going for a barracks gas. Where is this SCV going? That's my question. Gonna go to the front. He's gonna just take his natural down here. Yeah. So Innovation, not being a psychopath, is just gonna rally a Reaper across, take the normal expo. The advantage of opening up with the gas pool here for Solar is not only can you do some, you know, cheesy rushes if you want to, more importantly, if you see a fast command center on the gold, you can get out a couple of Roaches or Ravages so early. Well before a Banshee can hit the field or anything like that, and you can just totally deny mining on that base. As it is, instead he just says, nah, we'll just get a fast Ling speed, we'll pull off gas as this expansion finishes, so I'm pretty sure we'll see him pull 2 off gas. If he goes Overlord speed, I'm going to be really upset. I think it's a terrible way to play, is this build into Overlord speed on this map. But he's not pulling off gas yet, and that's making me think he might do it, because he should have pulled off by now. Reaper hasn't really done anything, just kind of walks in, gets pushed out. He's so going to go Overlord speed, isn't he? I can sense it. I hate this build order. It's so inefficient economically. No, he goes a third Queen for now, but he's mining a lot of gas. A lot of gas. Does pull 1 more off gas. Not too bad. Zerglings came down here and actually did slow down this hatchery, this command center. So that was good. Forced the Reaper home, slowed down the CC. It's into a 2-1-1 follow-up here for Innovation. So 2-1-1, very common on this map. From the first day this map came out, I was watching Dark versus like Innovation play 2-1-1 versus Ling Bane on this map. And it gets very chaotic because they can drop in the back and stim in there. Not just that, we see people drop siege tanks and siege up tanks here, and there's just no way to break down there with Ling Bane. So as a Zerg, you've got to take these rocks down. You cannot leave those rocks up. Unless maybe, if you're playing Roach Ravager, you can obviously just take it down with Biles. But if you're going Ling Bane, you've got to take those rocks down. Totus Roll says, I've got a job interview in an hour. Do you have some advice for me? Yeah. Tell them you play StarCraft. Kind of depends what the job is. Working in a storage room, you said? Just go. Yeah, don't try to pretend to be anyone else. Just go and just be honest and confident. Yeah. I think confidence is key, but you know, don't be afraid to be down to earth. You know, talk about your experience, talk about your eagerness. I don't know, I suck at job interviews. I play video games for a living. My advice is useless on this topic. I would think I was pretty good at job interviews. I just haven't been on one in like 10 years. So I don't know, what, probably 7 years, 8 years, something. Probably 8 years since I've been on a job interview, maybe 9. It's, yeah. I'm a little bit rusty in that department, dude. But good luck. I wish you good luck. And maybe the guys in chat can help you out. All right. What do we got? Double medevac drop. Here we go, guys. It is game 5. This game, it feels like the Catalyst game, except Solar's actually not had as many supply blocks. He's up to 48 workers. He's got a much healthier... Oh, his queen count's kind of weak again. Solar really delays the queens with his response to 2-1-1. He's got a lot of creep tumors out, but he won't have a lot of transfuse because of that. Yeah, no transfuse. What's the Zerglings at? 16. He's got to buy time. You gotta pull back, Solar. You need a few more lings out. Innovation respects that. Actually, probably he's so deep on creep. I guess he should have. Does pick up and rotate a little bit over here. There's a ton of Zerglings out now, so now he's safe with 38 Zerglings as opposed to the 16 he had a moment ago. Yeah, Innovation's just going to look for some damage. Meanwhile, he's going 1-1 upgrades and siege tanks behind it, but this is the fast siege tanks. I think this is the Maru variation. So, yeah, he's got siege tank production. Oh, yep, and he swapped the starport off. Third barracks on the reactor. This is the Maru variation. This is Maru's build that he used against a rogue to wreck him in the GSL semifinals. It's very popular at the moment, as you can imagine. Anything Maru does is immediately considered gold. The gold standard for any Terran player. And you know what? If you drop here, it's huge. He hasn't started breaking those rocks, guys. I'm getting worried because this medevac is going to pick up 2 siege tanks. It's going to bring them over. There's going to be more Marines that'll get ferried over as well. This is so... Yeah. As Solar, you've got to realize what's happening. But this map gets vetoed so much. You only really played in best of 5s. He probably hasn't played against it much in tournaments. Oh no, Solar. Solar's in trubs, dude. Zerglings are going to spot this coming. He's going to have a little bit of warning, but like I said, with no Ravager player and without those rocks down, it's a nightmare. There's one tank in there, another tank here, and there we go. Solar going to try and dance these lings to safety. Not going to avail him of anything, and these medevacs are just going to, yeah, they're just going to ferry everything over, dude. He still hasn't broken down. His creep's kind of shit. He's trying to make a Hydra den. He's pulling his queens up, but oh no. I'm so proud I called this game earlier on. I was like, well, you got to take those rocks down with Ling Bane, otherwise you're fucked. I think Solar's fucked. I don't know how you break this, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the fuck you do as Solar against someone as good as Innovation. I played against Uthermal, a game where he did this to me. And I almost beat him only because I Bane busted him much earlier and killed a shit ton of his workers. But in an even game where the Terran has his full economy up, you know he's going to drop a gold base behind this. He doesn't even need to kill right now. He's just like, I'll just trade. Come fight me. Come fight me. Come try and break down this ramp. Look at this. The Marines are solid behind the tank. You actually cannot get past that tank without blowing up like 10 Banelings to clear the tank. But the Marines are going to gun down most of the Banelings before they even reach it. Like, it's just unbreakable without Ravagers to corrosive bile them down or Hydras or something. And, oh man, Bane speed's not quite done. A few Marines get hit. But a lot of these queens getting bruised, they're going to need to drop those transfuses, dude. They're buying time very well. Solar's doing a good job of using the energy, keeps transfusing the lair as well. But these Marines have sick damage. They're 1-1 Marines. The queens do not have an attack upgrade. Their attack against ground does so little damage, and he's just being overwhelmed. The Marine count, though, going to have to pull back because the medevacs are out of energy. Where's the reinforce, is my question. Doesn't seem to have that many units behind it. And he actually hasn't started his 3rd CC. Is Solar a god? Is Solar a literal god? Is he gonna fucking crack this? Oh my god. Where is Innovation's reinforced? Did he already reinforce some units? I'm actually very surprised he didn't have more units just rallying across the map or something. I mean, I guess he had to stay at home. But that's a little bit surprising he didn't rally units here, pick up, and boost them over. Nonetheless, apparently mass queen's a pretty good strategy. As Idra would say, building queens is a good skill to have. Guys, can I get some PJ salt for all the Terran fans watching right now? Can we be like, yeah, apparently Zerg can totally ignore a glaring weakness in their back door, not even take the rocks down, and then still be fine because they just have 37 spellcasters at the beginning of the game. Yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, let's take into account the metrics. Army supply lead is monstrous for Solar. But he's forgotten his Hydra upgrades. Did he lose his Hydra den? No, he's just completely forgotten his Hydra upgrades. Stage 2, but only a single siege tank. This is a pretty small Terran army. I guess he doesn't mind losing 1 siege tank. He's just got to keep the Marines alive. 2-2's almost done. That's a big upgrade advantage. Ooh, an Innovation just being annoying. Okay. So the upgrade lead's there. The 3rd is finally finishing. About time. He took so long to start that during the fighting. He's getting up to his 4th and 5th barracks. Wait. Yeah, his 4th and 5th barracks are finishing as 3-3 starts. So Innovation has this, like, elite, upgraded, sick baller Terran force. But the supply count, like, should just make it not matter. Like, Solar's taking a long time to drone. Don't get me wrong. He's focusing on having a big army. Maybe in the long haul, if Inno can really drag this out, that lets him catch up. Maybe. But for now, I feel like it's the perfect balance for Solar. Just, why is he not respreading creep? Why is he not breaking these rocks? I cannot understand. Not only that, but his upgrades. He still doesn't have Hydra range. He's finally got Hydra movement, but it's only halfway done. He can't fight this. These are slow Hydras. He's going to try and break down the ramp, but this is the slowest Zerg army of all time. Oh my god. Solar. He's still got so many dudes. There's not many Banelings, but the Queen Hydra, I think, is still pretty damn beastly here. Remember, though, these are short-ranged Hydras, guys. They only have the same range as the Marines. A rando Swarmos pops out. His name's Rando Calrissian, and he's here ready to betray the Zerg to the fucking Empire of Terran. He's like, look at me waddle. Han Solo Hydralist over there. Darth Vader's like, fuck you. I'm going to go back on my deal. Kills the Swarmos. And Innovation's 2-2 Marines are just shredding it. These Hydras finally have the move speed upgrade. But it's too late. He's invested in pure Hydra. He's let the tanks come in. This trade has been insane for Innovation. And put your tears away, Terrans. Pass them to the Zergs in chat. Because Solar just threw this series. I'm going to be super harsh. I mentioned it from the start of the game. Remember, guys, I did not see this series. I was aware that Innovation was probably the guy who won from how I did see a little bit of the grand finals, but that's disgusting. That's like, I didn't see this series at all, and I immediately was like, well, you got to take these rocks down. I've played so many times against people doing tank pushes here, and he still hasn't broken them. Solar, what are you doing? No. We've all had that moment in a high pressure situation. You know what? I'm going to take my hat off to Innovation. I think it was all the Mana Mule, guys. It's all the Mana Mule. Solar clearly tilted. Oh god, he didn't stim quickly there. It's clearly the Mana Mule's tilting Solar. And he's like, broken map. Well, broken rocks. Solar. Broken rocks. Broken rocks. Broken rocks. Suddenly not broken map. I had no idea about that. Did I say I had no idea about the outcome of this series? If I said that, I misspoke, Imp. What I said is I didn't watch this series. Well, what I meant to say anyway was I didn't watch this series, so I had no idea how this series played out. So I was very fucking surprised when I saw that, yeah, basically Innovation was so far behind after that first push got hold. Like, amazing hold by Solar the first time. Look at this fucking situation. And he's got so many units and he just doesn't respread creep or break the rocks. And that sucks. Because you know what? In a game of StarCraft, you're doing 4,000 things at once. And this is why I'm never going to hop on the hate train and be like, Solar's a bad player. He's obviously 1,000 times better than us. And even he can make a silly mistake on a map which he hasn't practiced on that much. But it was an inexcusable mistake and it did lose him the game. Lost him the series. I forgot the Hydra upgrades definitely compounded it as well. Oh, just very sloppy. Very, very sloppy here. And this ball of slow units that just could not get on top of that. And I actually think at this point he should have given up his main. If he just pulled back, gave up his main, it would not have been as bad in my opinion. Like he's still on 3 bases. He's got a 4th finishing against a 3-base Terran. The gold will mine out reasonably quickly, even though he started mining it. The main and natural already getting low on minerals. Like, bit sloppy play, bad luck to Solar, but hats off to Inno for bringing it back from death's door. Brings out the Mana Mules as a frequent appearance throughout that series. Tilted Solar, clearly. Solar let the pressure get to him, made some bad mistakes, and that's how it went. GG. No worries, Imp.